Welcome back to another episode of BC Life. On today's episode, I'm actually going to be selling getting rid of my first $100 bill that I ever got in order to buy silver. Silver's dropping big time in price right now. I believe silver is eventually going to have more value than what this $100 bill does. If I get $100 in silver now, I also have some other old notes that I kind of pulled aside that I've just kind of been holding on to. But I'm just going to be trading this all in for silver. Well, everybody, I just got back from my local coin shop. I ended up trading in that money for silver. I got 6 Morgan dollars and 2 standing Liberty quarters. I got an 1891. This one's got an O mint mark. An 1884. That's a Philadelphia. I got an 1884. That one's a no mint mark. An 1899, also a no mint mark. A 1901, New Orleans mint mark. And an 1887, that one's Philadelphia. The 2 standing Liberty quarters are 1928 and a 1925. Like I said before, I'd much rather have these than that paper money I had. I do believe this is going to hold its value a lot better than that paper currency does. And with silver being real low right now, it was just one of those things I want to go out and buy right now while it's low. Welcome back to another episode of BC Life. On today's episode, I'm actually going to be doing a wrap-up here of this week's finds. We got a 1950s wheat penny on end here. We're not opening this one up. We're going to do that in a later video. We got a Philadelphia. It's one of those planchets that come with the special mint sets. We got a 2019 D. We got a bunch of common 1940s and 50s wheat pennies. Those common date 40s and 50s actually came out of this roll right here. Believe it or not, there were actually no 59s in this roll when we opened it. It's marked 1950 to 1959 mixed. It actually didn't have any 59s at all. It was straight up wheat pennies. We ended up hunting some boxes of pennies. Throughout those boxes, we did get some nicer dates. 1916s. We got a 1929. A 29 Denver. We got 2 1930 Denvers. A 1930S. A 1934. Couple 1935s, a 1936, 2 1936S's, 2 1937s, we got a 37D, 2 37S's, a 1938, 2 1939s, we got 3 1939S's, we got a 1940, 1941, 1944, 2 45s, and 2 46s. Everything else that you see up there is newer than 46. Most of them being in the 50s. And we got a couple nicer 50s that I pulled aside. I figured they were worthy of showing. We got a 1950D, a 54, 55, 5060, 2 1957s, correction, that's 3 1957s, and a 58 Denver. These just have a nicer luster. I figured they were worthy mentions. We ended up getting 3 crosses. Right there's our 3 crosses. We ended up getting 3 Canadian pennies. We got 5 Canadian nickels. We got 2 Canadian dimes and 1 Canadian quarter. Now going through nickels, these are all the 1950s nickels we kept. Them are the 1940s nickels we kept. We ended up getting 3 1939s, a 1920 Buffalo, and a dateless Buffalo. We did get 1 silver war nickel. Right here it is, it's an S mint mark. It's a 1943S. We ended up with 2 64 silver Roosevelt dimes. We ended up with an 81S perf, A 2015 S. This one's not a proof, but it is an S mint mark. And we got two 2019 W mint mark quarters. They're both born in the Pacific. We got some other quarters that we're just going to be checking in the book. 2002 Denver, a 74, an 84 Philadelphia, and a 95. I think that's a Philadelphia as well. That one's also a Philadelphia. Here it is zoomed in. These two here are just either platinum or silver plated. You can tell that by looking at the edges on them. They are not silver. They are just plated. We ended up with a 2018 Denver dime. And we got 8 of the 2020 Philadelphia dimes. This is the first 2020 coinage we've seen this year so far. Pretty happy to find it. And this one here is actually kind of a strange one, because from being brand new, it actually looks like it's kind of burnt. Wasn't expecting to see one altered or destroyed this early. It might be toning. I don't know how you would get toning that looks that cruddy this early, but either way, it's a nice find. I just wanted to talk about silver for a little bit here. Anyone that collects silver or stacks silver, right now, if you've been watching the prices and everything, you already know silver's actually below $15 an ounce right now. Me personally, I believe that's a great time to buy. I do believe this stuff's actually going to go above $17 an ounce again, up to $18 an ounce. I do think it'll bounce back. So right now, the little bit of money that I have, as you've seen earlier in the video, I am putting a little bit of extra money that I have into silver right now. I bought some Morgan dollars this week. I bought 4 standing Liberty quarters. I actually didn't show this in the video, but I actually bought, maybe a couple days back, I bought like a whole bunch of standing Liberty quarters as well. So these are some of the different forms that you can get silver in. You can get like little silver sculptures and that. The Franklin Mint minted these. They're the they're 925 sterling silver cars. As you know, you can get the silver rounds. You can get Libertads. That's what these are. They're Libertads. The American Silver Eagles. Anyone that does coins or silver, they know what the Silver Eagles are. They're a very well recognizable piece. I buy silver bars every once in a while. I don't usually go after silver bars, but every once in a while I'll do. This one here, you can see it says 1 troy ounce 9995 fine silver. I picked that one up at my coin shop. This one here is a Canadian coin here. This is 80% silver. It is a Canadian silver dollar. Right there is the obverse of the coin. We have this $2 coin. It's a 1972. If I remember right, I do believe this is 925. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong. You can get constitutional silver, which is just old US currency. Right here I have some standing Liberty quarters, walking Liberty half dollars. I do believe all the half dollars that are in this tube are 1945. It's a pretty common date. Got some Morgan dollars, more common dates on these, 1889, 1921s. I do believe this is a 21. Everyone that has Morgan dollars has 1921s. They're pretty common dates. You can pick those pretty easily for a little bit over silver. Here's different hand poured silvers. These are by MK Bars, I believe it is. No, this is actually Rick's Metalworks. This one here would be MK Bars. But these are pretty neat little pieces here. Again, I'm not 100% sure if the silver value is going to go back up. I do believe it will, though. So me personally, I'm going to be putting more money into silver, being that it's at a pretty low price right now. It was $13, $14 an ounce when I first started buying silver. Back when I did first start buying silver. And over time it ended up being about $17, $18 an ounce. Now it's back down. So I do believe it's going to go back up. This coin right here is actually a pretty interesting one because it's from the Philippines. This one's 1907, but it does say United States of America on it. America back then actually minted the Philippines coins. So this 1 peso coin is actually has silver in it. It's not as pure of silver as what those Morgan dollars are. The Morgan dollars are 90% silver. I can't remember what it is on the purity of silver on these, but I ended up picking up a few Filipino coins maybe a couple years back. There are neat little additions to my collection. I have one of them right here to show, just as an example. And the 2020 Silver Eagles right now, they have a high premium on them right now. So I bought this one, the premium wasn't as high. That was when the silver price was a little, well, it was definitely higher then, but that's kind of a neat thing there too. These are possibly going to be a lower mintage. I know they already sold out of the 2020 Eagles, which is what a lot of YouTubers are making a big deal about right now. So I guess with like the whole coronavirus scare, people are getting rid of their silver and everything. They're seeing the price of silver drop. It's just scaring a lot of people. But to be honest, when everything bounces back, if it does bounce back, or even if we end up on a completely different monetary system or whatever, I do believe silver's going to keep its value. I do believe it's going to be about $17, $18 an ounce in the future. I do believe this stuff here, physical silver, will keep its value. I wouldn't take this as financial advice. This is just what I personally believe. If you feel the same way, you can go out to your local coin shops and that and buy silver. Again, this isn't financial advice. It's just, this is what I believe. But I might be wrong on this. You all can spend your money how you want. It's just kind of the way I feel right now.